Hola, welcome back to Grandma Goes Gringo.
Hi, Grandma Goes Gringo.
Hola, welcome to my YouTube channel, Grandma Goes Gringo. Hola, welcome back to Grandma Goes Gringo. I'm Grandma, aka Sharon, and today we're going on a walking tour of Cuenca. It's supposed to be about a 2 to 3 hour tour, and our guide is a gentleman named Martin Avila. And I'm very excited because the last video I did of a tour was on the bus, and it hit thousands of views. So I think this is probably right up everybody's alley. So hope you enjoy the video, and I will talk to you when it's over. Ciao for now.
¿Cómo estado? How long have you guys been here? 5 días.
We've been living here for 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
6 meses en Ecuador. Un mes, uno mes, uno mes, dice.
Un mes.
Un mes
Sí.
en Cuenca.
Bienvenidos a la ciudad más. Welcome to the most beautiful city of Ecuador. Now, I always like to begin here in San Sebastian because in San Sebastian we could begin to get those little pieces of the puzzle together to get the history of the city of Cuenca and the people who have impacted our city of Cuenca. You guys are just here at San Sebas, but right next door to San Sebas, we have La Casa Azul, or the Blue House. Who was born there and who was raised there and who passed away there was a famous Ecuadorian woman artist, Eudoxia Estrella. Now, you don't hear too much about Eudoxia Estrella, but Eudoxia Estrella in 1978, she's the mentor for starting the first his list of the architecture in the historic center of Cuenca. Why did she do this? Because if you look behind us, this beautiful building, which today is the Municipal Museum of Modern Art, when this building was constructed in 1876, one of our bishops, and this bishop lived right down the block from the church also. Have you seen the church with the blue domes?
Oh, yeah.
Sí.
Okay. Well, it was this bishop's idea to have a church as big as the Cuencanos' faith. But the task was given to a German architect priest, Juan Bautista Stiel. Mr. Stiel is responsible for the construction of numerous churches. This beautiful building in 1876, it was La Casa de la Temperancia. What functioned there? People who drank too much. But this is in 1876. This is way before Bob and Bill. So at that time, people started giving the bishop a subtitle, El Obispo Loco. He constructs this for people who drink too much. He wants a huge cathedral here. You know, what's happening with this bishop? But in 1978, it was in horrible conditions. So Eudoxia Estrella, she was born and raised right across the street. She did all the work, or she started the procedures.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good to see you,
Dave.
girl.
You too.
¿Cómo está usted? Muy bien.
How are
You doing okay?
Yeah.
All right.
So you're in good hands.
Yeah, I've heard.
See you tonight?
Yes.
All right, good.
All right. See you tonight, sweetie.
Hasta luego. So what she does then is, so she had a lot of influences in the town council. She gets a whole bunch of architects together and people who are interested. And Eudoxia Estrella is actually the one responsible for the first inventory of the architectural buildings in the historic center of Cuenca. And because of this reason, we were declared an Ecuadorian heritage site because of that list, which Eudoxia Estrella started. So, and the restoration starts in 1978. In 1981, the doors open up as the Municipal Museum of Modern Art, which was great. Since she was the mentor, she becomes the first director or curator of the museum. So Eudoxia Estrella in 1981, she starts her project. Now, Eudoxia Estrella, she had a husband. Have you guys walked into the new cathedral?
Yes.
Have you seen the stained glass work there?
Sí.
Well, Eudoxia Estrella's husband was a stained glass artist from Spain. His name was Guillermo Larrazabal. So Guillermo Larrazabal is responsible for numerous stained glass work in the new cathedral. So Eudoxia Estrella begins in 1981. She starts working on the creation of the first biennial of art, which eventually was in 1986. But for Eudoxia Estrella, it was a very hard time. Why? Because the biennial was inaugurated, but her husband also passed away. So what she does is she donates all those sketches to the Municipal Museum of Modern Art, and she starts numerous great programs. We're going to be able to go inside and visit the interior of the space so you can feel the building out. Okay, you can cross over. Curators of the museum from Eudoxia Estrella, she passed away last year, but we've had new curators, new directors of the museum. Now, since they're the newer generation, they have a different perspective or a more broader vision of introducing and creating different art exhibits. One of the bigger ones we've had this year is the exhibit here, Ondria, that we can visit all around here. This is part of the Avila. Now, another interesting exhibit they just inaugurated last week. We're going to see here. It's called Bichos. Bichos is a photographic exhibit of insects and bugs that we find within the Cajas National area, because we also have the National Park of the Cajas. So we're going to begin going down this way around the museum. Now, since it's contemporary art, modern art, we're just going to take a peek, and you guys can come down a little later if you're interested in seeing more details of the art. Here we have a salon of Cuencano artists. Now, one of those Cuencano artists, and she's very well known, a lot of people know her in Cuenca and in the expat community, is Catalina Carrasco. You can see her. And behind all these paintings, you have a little information about the artist, the painting, and a little bit about what it means.
I just want to interject that when I cut off my camera to come into the museum, Martine advised us to hurry across the street because expats are worth 10 points and Ecuadorians are only worth 5 points.
And eventually, this year we have the following biennial. So maybe they're going to prepare something in honor of her. But Eudoxia Estrella, initially, it was Ecuadorian artists and it was oil paintings. Now today, as the biennials have progressed, there's different forms of expression. So the town council, they use all the different spaces of the public spaces, the municipal hall, El Sagrario, and the different museums also for the exhibition. But now it's also different, like you say, they just the way that they're hanging off. We're going to see the next salon. There's different forms of expression. The last biennial there was
Los sueños son el espíritu de la realidad con las formas de la mentira.
For these art exhibits. But Cuenca is a cultural city. We not only have art exhibits, we have seminars from different universities, you have medical seminars, and everyone picks Cuenca because, as you can feel, Cuenca is a very tranquilo city. It's like laid back. We're a city, but we have a town's feel. You know, we have a population of 660,000 people. But it feels like a small little town. Let's continue.
I love these daisies. Oh, wow.
This is the room where they watch you.
In case you didn't hear that, he said this is the room where they're watching you. I like that idea right there. Very cool. It always feels like somebody's watching me. I promise not to sing again.
And with the jacket. Okay, let's continue. Now, this building in itself, they have the other salons here, but if we walk through this corridor, they also have, we can see the construction, the adobe blocks during the restoration. They left this open so we can see the construction material, adobe, stone, and wood. Now, this space here, or the museum, you could come here. You could come sit down, read a book,
No kidding.
Have a snack. No.
Muy tranquilo.
It's peaceful.
Sí.
It's peaceful. Now, the curator, Eudocia Estrella, she started a project here with kids, art competition, art contest for kids in the different public schools. And those kids, the kids who won, their art would be exhibited here throughout the entire museum. So that was like my favorite one. Now, once again, post-COVID, the new director of the museum, she's once again beginning to work with children and with adults, and have adults with their parents can come for art projects during the week or when they schedule these projects. Okay, continue on down. I want to show you now. If anyone maybe needs to use the baños, they have some restrooms over towards the left.
I don't know if you can see all the faces on the wall, the stone faces. See if I can.
Such a peaceful space.
Very peaceful. Buenas I like the faces on the wall.
Uh-huh.
And I can get a better view of them here. Oh, nice.
This is, from here we can see the southerly side of Cuenca, the modern section of the city. But look at the great mural project that they have here, using that space. In our city of Cuenca, like many cities of the world, we started having problems with graffiti. Kids started writing graffiti, even adults started writing graffiti. So the town council of Cuenca started a project where they would have a contest, and you could participate in the contest presenting your project, and they give you a certain amount of money. They give you the paint, they give you the permits, so you can create murals throughout the city, which is great. Here in Cuenca today, we have hundreds of murals all over the city. See, all over the city, and we have different artists. The town council has a project for different graffiti artists who are now muralists. So that project is moving along successfully. And you have so many people who are interested in the murals that they also commission many of these artists to create murals in their private spaces.
Wow. It's an amazing view from here. Look at that.
It has a population of 660,000.
About 10% of that are expats.
Well, no. No. That 10% would be 60. No.
I think they said it was about 50,000 expats.
Yeah, I read that just the other day. I did too.
I thought it was probably that many.
I thought there was about 25,000, including Canadians.
That's all. No, we need, North American expats.
See.
But there are more North, according to the courthouse reading, there are more North American.
Oh, I like the dogs.
There's a lot of Canadians, but it's not just because it's seasonal. When it's the winter over there, they're here.
Ah,
When then they flip over.
snowbirds.
See,
So that's what we do.
Is it?
that's why we're gonna see as we walk through the city. Cuenca has a homey feel. If it just captures you, the people are friendly, the architecture, everything about Cuenca just captures you, captivates you. That's why a lot of people who have just visited Cuenca now live here permanently. I have friends who just came to visit, and they're here 4, 5, 8, 9, 10 years living in the city. But that expat population is continuing to grow. Another one of the reasons why is the quality of life that we have here. Look, it's so peaceful, it's tranquilo. Another one of the reasons is the cost of living. You know, a lot of people who retired, you can't live on your retirement in the United States.
No.
It's impossible. But with that same retirement money here, you can live a decent life and save money.
Yes.
You know,
See.
in the United States with the retirement, you can't even pay the rent.
No.
So this is one of the reasons why Cuenca is also increasing in the number of expats, because you can live in the States and you can live in other places of the world. But a lot of expats who come here, they contribute. Like Señora Kimberly Curls, she's neutered. She has a project that she included the neutering and spading different animals, the animals in rural communities. Where you go, you have, one family has 12 dogs, like 15 puppies. So this year they did this project where they neutered and spayed 2,000 dogs.
Nice.
So that's 20,000 less puppies.
No kidding.
So you have a lot of people in the expat community also who are contributing back to the community. And we have different neighborhoods that people choose. For example, there's a neighborhood that a lot of expats live in is Puertas del Sol. Puertas del Sol is what everyone calls now Gringolandia. It's west of town. But if you actually go to the buildings, in itself, the buildings might have 80 apartments. In those 80 apartments, 10 people might be expats. So there's a lot of Cuencanos who also, and here in Cañar and the Azuay province, there's been a lot of migration. So a lot of times a lot of people think, oh wow, there's so many expats living here. That's why Cuenca's growing more because of this. No, I mean, naturally everyone contributes to the economy, but one of the reasons why we have a whole bunch of home development and Cuenca keeps growing is because people have migrated to the United States. They send that money back. Their family invests that money into real estate, or they've opened up a little business. So the economy grows, not because our salaries here in Ecuador is, the basic salary is $425. What can you do with $425? You know, you got to stretch that out real long. But imagine this, with the salaries of $425 is the basic salary, depending on career choices. So Cuenca, this is one of the reasons why Cuenca, a lot of people look at Cuenca, and wherever you go, everybody's friendly.
Yes.
I grew up in New York City, so when I came back here, and my mother told me to visit my aunt in Cuenca, because when I came back from New York, I had the United States mind. I'm on the beach. I'm gonna be a beach bum. Well, that was in my mind. So that's what I did. My aunt said, go to Cuenca, visit your tia. When I came, he was like, wow, this is nice. This is real nice. And when I came here, if you look over towards the south of Cuenca, when I came here 25 years ago, 50% of that, or 60% of that was not there. It was just land. Imagine this. This is how quick Cuenca has grown. If you look at all those homes up on the mountain, that was all land. So Cuenca's just growing. There's going to be a point Cuenca's going to start growing up the mountain. I used to tell my mother, Mom, invest in property. I told her 3 areas: Chauyabamba, Puertas del Sol, and Primero de Mayo. And back then we had super. So if you had dollars and you bought something that was priced in sucres, you were getting killed. You're getting your money's worth. You didn't do it. Now these are all the prime neighborhoods of Cuenca.
We have the keyhole here. And then the door here.
I'm a naturalist guy at Tahoe National Park, and I think it's important because sometimes we overlook the importance of the tiniest little bugs, the little butterflies that's flying around. When I grew up in New York City, I could care less about bugs, about birds, about mammals, about anything of this. I had to come back home to once again fall in love with all Mother Nature, you know, looking at the hummingbirds, the condors, the little spiders. You know, I will see a spider in New York City and be, there you go. You know, now it's like, you know, putting in the macro, taking pictures. You know, sometimes I never thought that I would stay here, and in 1997, there was a massive wave of migration, people leaving Ecuador because of the economic situation. So when I decided I was going to stay, my family said, "Oh man, this guy's a billionaire. You know, he's he's crazy." And I was definitely not a millionaire.
Yeah, I always find it funny that people think that expats moving here are wealthy, but we're moving here because we're not wealthy.
No. I have friends, you know, who live here comfortably. I have friends who live here and they travel all over the world. The thing is, Cuenca's tranquilo. Whether you're wealthy, whether you're not wealthy, here it's just like laid back and tranquilo. And from Cuenca, if you like, in Ecuador, you could be having breakfast in the coast, lunch in the Andes, and dinner in the Amazon.
Nice.
Ecuador. You know, we're a country this tiny, but the diversity that we have is huge.
Yeah, Ecuador is what, the size of Colorado? Yeah.
This is also an awesome exhibit because this was done by biology students from one of the universities of our city of Cuenca. But this is also to socialize, to bring the kids here, to show them the importance of this. Of those little bugs, that they might.
Oh, wow.
And the importance of the pollinators. They help pollinize many of the plant species that we have. And it's sad, but in the surrounding areas of the Macico del Cajas, or the Cajas National Park, we have 232 glacial flowing lagoons. But in the surrounding areas, a lot of the families have started deforesting to make way for cattle grazing. So that deforestation, more cattle, more deforestation, and that destabilizes geologically the earth, because you don't have no more roots, no more trees are holding it together, which is why last year, via Cajas, because of that deforestation and forest fragmentation, an entire mountain collapsed and wiped out a small portion of a community. Some people passed away. So this is important so we can have a little more awareness, not just as adults, but for the kids. We have to take care of our child. She gives us our beans, she gives us our potatoes, our water. We have to be reciprocal.
Qué bonita. Oh, wow.
Los insectos, or in Spanish, bichos.
Bichos?
Bichos.
This is amazing. Yikes. Can't get it.
And you want to have a clip of bee, the first one that you see as soon as you walk in. They're the most important colonizers we have.
Yes, exactly. When they're dead, so is our food supply.
We're gone.
Yep, say goodbye.
Later on, come down. They open the museum from Tuesday to Sunday. Mondays, the museums are closed. Not just in Cuenca, but in Ecuador for maintenance.
Ah, good to know.